All right, everybody, this is going to be very exciting. This is very, very fun. This is exciting and fun. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of a new series that I am doing here on this platform. I thought it would be fun because it combines two of my favorite things. So we are going to be calling this series, I guess as a temporary placeholder unless it sticks, I call it Munchies in a Movie. What that essentially means is I'm going to take an Eddie, I'm going to pop one, and then I'm going to go see a movie that is either new or old. As long as it's playing in a theater, this series can count for that. So repertory theaters are included. With the first episode, I thought that I would show and rep a movie that I think deserves all of that attention. Scary Movie. Yeah. You didn't expect it, but maybe the title already gave it away. So yeah, I'm gonna be watching Scary Movie. It is Friday night, so I'm going to a 9 p.m. screening. This was completely intentional. I wasn't trying to see it any earlier than this because if I'm having Eddies with this movie, it's kind of the perfect movie to start the series. At least I think personally. Okay. It's probably going to take roughly about a half hour to kick in. There we go. When I come back, I will talk about the movie and my thoughts. So, yeah. Let's see how this movie goes.
You're behind the couch.
What? How do you know that?
I can see your feet.
About 95 minutes have passed, and we are going to talk a little bit about what I just saw. So I guess I'll start with the pros and the fact that this feels very much like in certain sections of this movie, it feels a lot like Scary Movie 1. Some of the little moments that just stood out to me, I was just dying laughing. And people were saying that it felt a little scattered, like it felt like it wasn't following the story, and it felt like it was just a lot of stuff kind of mishmashed together. For the most part, it kind of follows what Scream 5 is, honestly. Like, it's not really straying away from the beaten path entirely, but at the same time, it does feel a little disjointed at times. The two things that stand out to me the most is Sinners and The Substance parodies. They just feel like there was no need for them to be in there at all. It felt like if they maybe could have added another scene or two, it would have made more sense. It just didn't really work in the grand scheme of the movie. That was kind of its lowest moments, to be honest. The payoff of the Substance section is pretty funny, but it's not like ha-ha funny where like you're laughing a lot. The Melissa Barrera and the Jack Quaid performances, those two people in this movie are great. I think they're like some of the best parts of the new cast, and I think that they put in more. But if anything, that Anna Faris impression is so spot on. Like, it was actually to the point where I didn't think they were gonna go down that route, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. In terms of cons, like, it's just some of the jokes just don't work. For the most part, my theater was pretty active. People were like laughing at a good chunk of the jokes, and I never felt that it was like losing a ton of steam, but at times you could feel like some people were kind of forcing themselves to laugh in a way where it wasn't as funny. But there were moments where there was definitely silence. And you know something, I think considering what these movies are, that's not such a bad thing. I think when you realize that, like, for instance, with the first Scary Movie, it legit is funny because it looks and feels like the movie. There are times where people mistake Scary Movie for like I Know What You Did Last Summer and Scream because it looks so fucking accurate.
No way.
Oh my god. And I thought,
I didn't see it. No, there's no way.
oh my god, we hit a boat!
Where's the foot?
When you watch the long legs section of this movie, it looks exactly like it. I mean, they're still making it look as good as it can be. I just realized the entire Sinner section of this movie, it has no reason to even be in it. They could have just cut that out, honestly. And they cut out a good chunk of the long leg section, which stay for the two post-credit scenes. There's no credit scene at the end, but there is two of them, one like at the beginning of the credits and one midway through the credits. It kind of explains more of the long leg shit, which is just the stuff that got cut. Is a standout to me is that I thought the whole streaming section where Kai Cenat comes in, I thought that was gonna be like one of the worst parts of the movie. I genuinely laughed hard at one of the moments because of just the movement, and it killed me. And that's kind of what I love about these movies sometimes, is where they kind of over exaggerate certain things. It's a movie that I wanted to love a lot more, and what I got wasn't terrible, but I would have loved to have felt a little bit more of a cohesiveness to it. I know that is crazy coming from me talking about a parody movie. The Wayans have been doing this for so long that they know sort of this pathway. They know how this goes. Is it like the best of the scary movies? Absolutely not. Scary Movie 1 is the best, no doubt. Just so y'all are aware, I'm gonna go off of Letterboxd reviews from a 0.5 star to 5 stars. That's where I can rate a movie. With Scary Movie, I cannot believe I'm gonna rate it this, because I don't know if it deserves this necessarily. For the sake of it feeling like very Wayans, like it's supposed to, and for them kind of dipping their toes back in the water and kind of figuring it out, I think this movie is just sort of kind of like, you know, shaking off the cobwebs and getting back into the whole grand scheme of things. And I think if they get a chance to do Scary Movie 7, I feel that they're gonna like kind of get back into that gear that they really want to. I'm gonna give this movie a 3 out of 5 or a 6 out of 10. I'm kind of going into this with low expectations and I ended up being sort of surprised. So like, don't listen to all the reviews that you hear, including mine. Go see this movie and come up with your own opinion. I love doing this because I don't get to really do this with a lot of people, so I'd like to share my thoughts, and whatever you thought, put in the comments. I will read them because I would love to be able to hear people's thoughts on this. But that's gonna do it for Munchies in a Movie. Thank you for joining me on episode 1, and I hope to see you for more. If you're interested in these, let me know, and I'll keep doing them. So take care, stay safe, and as always, happy movie watching. Take care.